What's up, guys? MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. And sometimes I go to Metacritic to read the 0 or 1 out of 10 reviews on Street Fighter V just to entertain myself. And I thought we could do the same on Tekken 7, why not, and do a video on it. And these are all, everyone is entitled to their opinions, so I'm not gonna shit on these people. It's just more of like, how reasonable are the arguments? And some of them are probably going to be reasonable because Tekken 7, especially on launch, was no perfect game. So let's get into it. First, 0 out of 10, we have Red Aileen. Beautiful but disappointing. The Tekken license, the series probably, was at its best for Tekken 2 and 3, where the game was really improving itself at each episode. A lot of stuff was happening back then, that's correct. But I don't like in Tekken 7 air combos, DLC characters, and stages. Well, air combos have been in Tekken since the very first game. DLC, that's great. Well, it probably doesn't like the DLC. Characters and stages, okay? Air combos are really annoying. First, they are far too long. Second, they oblige the player to wait for a juggle move. So the battle are really boring. And third, the players are always doing the same exact combo. What's the interest in? Well, I mean, not everyone does the same combo all the time. It depends on the player. DLC, seriously, paying $5. Oh no, intruder. No. Hello, Puff. Spies. Goddamn spies. DLC, seriously, paying $5 for a lot of characters, even historical characters. What? Characters preset in all 6 other episodes. What a robbery. The game actually had a lot of characters on launch. Was it like 36 characters? Come on, complaining about DLC when you have 36 character DLC when you have 36 characters. The new characters in this sequel have no real interest. The new characters in this sequel have no real... Oh, okay, he finds the new characters underwhelming. So what did we have? We have Claudio, Italian exorcist, who looks like a Soul Calibur character, pretty much. Lucky Chloe, no interest from me. Josie, well, no interest from me. I preferred Bruce myself. Master Raven, Raven, Sex Change. I mean, there are other new characters. Shaheen, but honestly, he's very bland. I really like that we got a character from the Middle East, but he's very bland. He's just very handsome, and he's wearing the traditional, what's it called, headscarf. He's kind of bland, to be honest. So I'm inclined to actually agree here with Aileen, with the characters. But Leroy Smith is about to change all of that. But that character probably wasn't here for this review. The stages are now all small in order to make fucking air combos longer. Oh, what a crap. Oh, Jesus. He brings out the big guns now. What a crap. So the guy who starts the air combo at first is winning. Well, you gotta hit the launcher first. You can't just start your combo immediately. The only strategy is winning. The only strategy in a fighting game is winning. Yeah, I like this guy. Yeah, you probably want to go for the win. Even the counterattacks and Chicken's attack are not used anymore at high level. Counterattacks are not used at high level. I mean, I don't know about this one. I'm gonna have to ask some competitive player, I think. Watch the competition videos, and you'll see how poor this game has become. Well, to be fair, competitive Tekken plays, I mean, I'm biased here, but it's really entertaining to watch. And from what I hear from other FGC communities, they also like the way Tekken 7 looks. But he had some points, definitely. So now we're gonna go to Max Zago. Shallow button masher. Okay. With very little depth or skill required. If you are a hardcore fighting game player, avoid this game. Oh god. Okay, this is about as far from the truth as you could possibly go. Lority, Tekken always has been a shallow button mash, and 7 is no different. If you want a serious fighting game, look elsewhere. God. Piece of shit game. They ruined the franchise I've grew up playing. Where to begin? Rage is the most stupid mechanic introduced into the game, allowing garbage players to win rounds they shouldn't. He's talking about rage arts, and a lot of people don't like the rage arts, and I respect this. I like them myself, and they're very hyped to see in an epic tournament match, you know, where someone gets a huge comeback doing... Okay. I think I'm gonna lock the door. He really likes visiting Dad when Dad's at work. So, lovely Wilhelm. We were in paragraph what we are rage. Okay, so you might dislike rage, but the thing is, when you play at this guy's level, you know, I'm guessing these are rather lowish ranks. You can very easily bait rage arts, and most of these players, they just do rage art as soon as it's accessible. So it's, I wouldn't say allowing garbage players to win rounds. I mean, just, I don't know, just bait the rage art. It's usually not that hard at those ranks. But, you know, I mean, if you dislike rage arts, this is a fair point. Second of all, characters that mainly use their legs keep you in the air and manage to extend their combos for fucking ever. Characters that mainly use their legs can do bigger combos. Interesting opinion. I'm just gonna expand here. To take a hit, accept half your life to be gone. Miss to block or counter, dead. Good game, well played. Well, if you miss a block, yeah, you made a mistake. Shit game, Tekken is dead. Do not buy this game. Well, luckily the game is far from dead. It's doing really well. The Dayton Shima. Well, 6.0, and this is the total average on user reviews on Tekken 7. It's lower than I thought. On Steam reviews, it's very positive. The story mode is dog shit. I'm inclined to agree. Half of me agrees and half of me thinks they did some good things with at least Heihachi's character. The story itself is pitiful, adding some charactere from another fighting game when he has nothing to do here. Oh, you mean Akuma. Lack of content. On release, and still the offline content is lacking. There should have been more, I agree. Where was Team Battle, for example? Gameplay wise, it's the best fighting video game we had lately. But still, I need 1,000 fights to reach Revered Ruler with Jin, and it only lasts me 100 fights or so to reach Fujin, which are you too many flowcharts in that game. The community is full of haters, weebs, weirdo, and a little amount of nice people who want to help, and who forgot that the fucking game didn't work for like 2 months after release. PS4 Online is a mess. PS4 was quite bad on release. He definitely has a point here. But then only 100 fights to reach Fujin, which show you too many flowcharts in that game. Well, I mean, if he's flowcharting people, what is he? I don't know what he's complaining about. If he fights a very solid player, he won't be able to flowchart them. Community is full of haters. There are a lot of people who will send you hate mail, but there are a lot of good people as well, like really good people. Yeah, had some points in there, absolutely. David Holter. No, but Namco, I won't pay you more money. I can't believe that all they need to do is create new stages and characters, and they really brought a lot of new fighters. Actually, more than usual. Sounds like fun, eh? Oh, wait, there's only one stupid cutscene for every character. There's no team battle. Oh, yeah, there are too few intro and win poses. Dude has a point. There's no team battle. I have no goddamn clue why. There's not one special mode in this game like in Tekken Force or the scenario campaign. Plus, they just sorted fighters out from the previous game so they can milk more money for them. And if you want to have all of the new characters, then you need to pay for them. Lovely. Well, thing is, the game did have a lot of characters on release, more so than your average fighter, and definitely more so than Street Fighter. So it's like, and then there are some character DLCs, but I mean, that's very normal for a fighting game. So I can't take this character, I'm gonna take that with a pinch of salt, but other than that, yeah, definitely have some points. The Einsel. Don't buy this game, it's unplayable. So this is 1 month after release, or 1.5 months. Online is crap as hell. Even after patch, you cannot connect, waiting few. At this point, I could play online fairly well, but I know some people still had issues. Online is crap as hell. Even after patch, you cannot connect, waiting few times more than playing to find an opponent. Even when you find opponents, there is a 1 in 3 chance you will lag. Sometimes you will have 4 or 5 games in a row that have a heavy lag, so you can either spamming one combination. There's no fun even if you win, since no skill is involved. He's talking about lag, I'm guessing. Game has horrible code, it's loading all the time. Character screen, I need to load it, choosing which side. Is he still talking about lag? This is a lot of text just to talk about lag. Accepting rematch, same opponent map, I need to load it. For a game with so little texture and object, blah, 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 blah. Instant rematch would have been nice in ranked. Bottom line, if you're a billionaire who burns money and just want to waste time by waiting for something to load and lag to death, don't buy it, donate to charity. Okay, this got so petty that I'm just gonna skip it. But it did have lag problems. Cesaro Hake. En un género en el que ya está todo inventado y todo visto, solo queda intentar engañar a los usuarios ofreciendo lo mismo siempre, pero con un mayor aspecto. No idea. Superb fighting skills and nice storyline. I really liked the game. There's a certain charm to the entirely over-the-top nature of Tekken's lore. Oh. So he seems to like the game, but gave it a 0. Okay. Okay. Ablan says, anyone who's been exposed to more technical, more dynamic fighting games will quickly pass on Tekken. Other top fighters, namely Street Fighter, King of Fighters, and MK Injustice, have advanced impressively in their latest installments. But the relic that is Tekken just can't seem to evolve. Furthermore, many combos can be done simply by hitting one button. Is he playing Katarina, maybe? One button, and the nearly instant kill rage art moves are just laughably broken. Not really. Instead of us supplying a proper fighting engine, matches in Tekken 7 seems to rely heavily on who can get their rage move off. Really? So many elements of the gameplay don't even require any sort of skill. So many elements of the gameplay don't even require any sort of skill. I wonder what he is referring to here. In my book, slow motion over and over again also gets old very quickly, and in the end, it's more of a novelty or gimmick rather than an actual thought-out fighting game mechanic. But hey, the casual crowd will be pleased. It is extremely interesting to have someone summarize their opinion with, the casual crowd will be pleased, but also naming Mortal Kombat and Injustice as better examples of a fighting game. I would say those games are probably much more so than Tekken, directed towards casual gamers. And yeah, he's just completely off when it comes to the mechanics and the difficulty of the game. Just something as basic as moving around, backing away quickly, sidestepping in Tekken is highly complicated. Whereas, for example, in Mortal Kombat, you can simply jump away or just hit back repeatedly to back away. Same thing in Street Fighter. It's easier to understand how you can quickly cover ground in both directions in those games. But in Tekken, you also have a horizontal world, you know, left and right to worry about. So yeah, I probably don't have to get into detail here. Ricard, awful game and definitely worst Tekken game ever, perhaps on par with Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Oh, he doesn't like Tag 2 either. Firstly, story mode is a major disappointment. It is just a string of arcade-style battles and nothing like Tekken Force mode. I hope to see it basically goes battle mode prompter with video material. Awful. Tekken 6, however, had a wonderful story campaign mode. I did not like campaign mode. Arcade mode is way too short and uneventful. Thirdly, character customized system is not good either, with too many universal items which can be used across all characters. Has a point. And so on and on and on. First bad Tekken game in my opinion was Tag 2, but at the time I speculated Tekken 7 would be better because it's a main entry in the series. However, it did not happen. Time to move on. Low resolution and frame rate drops on PS4. Much less single player content and customization options than in Injustice 2. That's correct. The game at best feels like last gen, although it may quench the thirst of franchise fans who have been waiting long for a new installment in the franchise. Oh, Wilhelm, that's working. Low resolution and frame rate drops on PS4. On PS4, was it 900p? I think it wasn't 1080, and it still isn't 1080, right? And frame rate drops. Were there really frame rate drops on PS4? Much less single player. That's correct, and customization options for Injustice 2. While I do agree with all of those except for frame rate drops, maybe I'm off on that one. And it's true, less single player content and customization options. But it's interesting that he fails to mention any of the new features or gameplay mechanics that have really improved upon the game. So it's quite biased here. But although he had some points, definitely. The online is broken and tournament is the only mode that works. The netcode barely functions. And that was true. This is on release. Yeah, online didn't work really. Online is a disaster, at least on consoles. It's really hard to find Oh, that's true. Tekken 7 on Xbox only runs at 720p. Yeah, Xbox version is bad. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on the PS3 was the greatest fighting game of all time. No. Definitely not, in my opinion. It's sad to see it regress back into something like this. We need combo breakers. Oh, but Tag 2 didn't need combo breakers. Is that what you're saying? I'm already getting really tired of reading these. Well, we'll do a couple more. See Tekken 7 as a puddle you would want to avoid stepping into on your walk to school. Dead or Alive has environmental awareness, slick animation, and a wide array of different fighting styles. So you're saying here that Tekken 7 doesn't have a wide array of fighting styles. You're saying here that Tekken 7 does not have slick animations. And you're saying here that Tekken 7 does not have an environmental awareness. Tekken plays the exact opposite, and it has for years. It is a tragic disappointment. Is Lucky Chloe supposed to be a stab at Dead or Alive's popular Mary Rose? The answer is no. She's a stab at the overall look of a Tekken female cast. The series continues to go and the Dead or Alive female cast are some sort of shining beacon of enlightenment that should serve as an inspiration to all fighting game developers, or I don't really see where you're going here. The series continues to go down the safe and predictable route, and I'm surprised the reviews have been as high as an 8. Well, it seems like a lot of people play Dead or Alive due to tits, and I'm not trying to be provocative here. It's from what I hear. So yes. Fraud. They sell an uncompleted game at full price and charge you for the other characters that should have been there in the first place. Do not give your money to Bandai Namco anymore. You had a lot of characters on release. We actually wanted to scale down the roster just a little bit. Yeah. The graphics are great, and that's about it. Disappointing story, arcade mode and treasure mode are trash, a bit too much lag. Disappointing roster, and the online is broken, you can hardly get a match. I expected better after 3 years of waiting. Well, disappointing story, I can see that. Arcade mode, treasure mode is okay. I like the turbo mode and the juggle mode or whatever. It's okay. A bit too much lag. On release, the netcode was pretty clunky. Disappointing roster. I don't agree. Online is broken. You can hardly get a match. At some points. The majority of this game is great. There's just one thing that the game has that is rendering it on PS4. It's the load times. The load times are so terrible that it gets a 0 if there's a patch reducing this and taking the player out of combat. Then I would give it a 10. Was it really that bad? Tekken 7 is a predictable... where are we? Oh god, this is a long one. Tekken 7 is a predictable follow-up to a series that's never aimed particularly high. Oh. It may please casual gamers for a day or two, but the stagnant ongoing series is definitely in the second tier of fighters, way below Capcom or NetherRealm Studios. And it's seriously getting old and tired. The lack of depth and subtlety and the emphasis on the offensive rather than the defensive puts this squarely 2 notches below the best in the genre. You can literally play this game by just holding back and punishing. For example, Kazuya is really good at that, and many other characters like, well, Jin. Insert many more here. Actually, this is probably one of the most defensive games out there with the movement, you know, and yeah, punishment. Isn't Street Fighter way more offensive? Yeah, I don't know. And Mortal Kombat. The who can get their super move off first gameplay leaves much to be desired from a serious fighting game player. Like the prequels, Tekken 7 is geared towards casual gamers. And anyone who's been... I mean, you quote NetherRealm Studios. That's basically a... Let's just say... It's Mortal Kombat is not a terrible fighter. I've played Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. Does some things well. It's fun for a while to me. If you really, really enjoy that and prefer that to Tekken, that's fine. We have different points of view. But to say that it has more depth than Tekken... and it's definitely more towards casual gamers with fatalities and cutscenes and X-ray attacks. All of that is obviously geared towards casuals who pick up the game, watch a YouTube video, all the fatalities, they try and do the fatalities, and then they stop playing the game. And we actually have some data on this, and that Tekken 7's Steam charts are the highest of any fighting game because people stay with the game, whereas Mortal Kombat has a huge release weekend, huge, bigger than any fighting game, and then fizzles out immediately. Like the prequels, Tekken 7 is geared towards casual gamers, and anyone who's been exposed to more technical, more dynamic fighting games will quickly pass on Tekken. Oh my god. Other top fighters, namely Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, and Mortal Kombat games, have advanced impressively in their latest installments. But the relic that is Tekken just can't seem to evolve. Furthermore, many combos can be done simply by hitting one button. Okay, we have another Katarina player. And the nearly instant kill rage art moves are just laughably broken. Am I reading this again? What the fuck? Oh, sorry. You can get the rage off, move out first. So many elements of a gameplay don't even require any sort of skill. In my book, slow motion of... What the fuck? Did I just get a deja vu here, or what? What the fuck? Did I read that twice? God, I'm getting old. My Alzheimer's is. But yeah, that was of course an interesting review there. Let's see if we have anything else. Biggest piece of shit for too many reasons. Game is trash and developers lack creativity and talent. Just another modern day cash grab. Josie is the only new character with any classic feel, but the game's too radically imbalanced anyway. Probably the most balanced fighting game. This was in March 2018. Game is trash and developers lack creativity and talent. I mean, just bringing Akuma into the game and actually having him retain Street Fighter mechanics and have that collide with Tekken was kind of creative, and they are obviously very talented. Online is straight trash with fist format. Okay, we've read that. Complete broke. Yes, it was, bro. It was bad on release. Awful graphics. I know what graphics are the most important thing. Oh, now we're at 1. Okay, this is gonna be the last one. Oh no, it's super long. I love Tekken, even though I've never been any good at it. I only played casually with my brothers, but it is always fun. The only reason I'm rating this so poorly is because of how awful the graphics are. I know that graphics are not the most important thing, especially in a fighting game, but Tekken 7 looks like a PS3 game unless you are running it on PS4 Pro. The game looked amazing in the trailers, but it's clear to me now that they were showing us the PS4 Pro version. As much as I wanted to ignore and tell myself that it did not look that bad, it did. Some of the textures are embarrassingly bad. There's no denying that. It will look like a last-gen PS3 game a good amount of the time. Other than that, if you can ignore the fact that it looks awful, it really is a brilliant game with tons of things to do and lots of awesome characters. I just really can't believe that the PS4 can... My God, how long can you rant about graphics? Cannot do a simple game at 1080p. I'm restating this from a score. Well, it's because a fighting game has to run a very constant 60 FPS. You cannot have the slightest little chance that that dips down to 57 frames or whatever, because it breaks the game. So that is the reason. I am restating this from a score of 3 to a score of 1 because I forgot to mention that online is not working for pretty much anyone else. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Online is a fair point on release. Graphics, maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but I think the game looks really good, to be honest, especially if you run it on PC. Like, the game looks great. Okay, so now I'm feeling really, really tired. But those were some reviews. The funniest were at the start, just those one sentence. This is trash, shit game. But yeah, a lot of people seem to want to rant forever, it seems. And these comparisons to, as you get, comparisons to Mortal Kombat, all the NetherRealm Studios games like Injustice, Street Fighter, someone mentioned King of Fighters, Dead or Alive, and it's like, King of Fighters aside, honestly, with every of those, all of those games, you can't say Tekken is lacking in depth. Well, these are obviously people who don't understand the game, and that's fine. But yeah, should you spout opinions like that? Well, okay, now everyone does this, of course. Interesting. I hope you enjoyed this. Holy shit, I've been going on for 30 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you have a lovely day. Take care.